The following video will show the benefits of APAIR's newly developed premium cab interior kits. Pre-formed plastic makes each piece wrinkle-free, repositionable, and much easier to install. Where the old way would take hours, this only takes minutes. Okay, now we're going to install the rear right post cover. This is the snap-in kit. Benefit is this, it's already molded. So it's already wrinkle free, it's ready just to go in place. There's nothing to put it in. If you would like, you can run a bead of silicone caulk on some of these surfaces. But as you can see, or as you will see once I get this installed, that there really is some instances it's not needed. So it simply goes on here. Window latches. There you go, and as you can see, this part is not moving. And if you ever want to run, your monitor or any wiring or cabling in here, much easier just to pull this off, do what you need, and then put it back on and without having to replace it ever. Just adding some caulk to the back side of this right rear piece. Try to stay about an inch away from the edge. This is just a silicone caulk. Remember, your next piece and the piece after that will help hold this into place as well. Silicone caulk will have to set up over time, overnight, after you're done installing the whole kit. Just press that so it makes contact with the tractor cab. And that tough piece normally is very simple. Okay, now we're on the right fender piece. Gonna add a little bit of caulk right in here. Stay about an inch away like we said before. And all these pieces, just so you understand how they fit, should just dry fit these in. We just finished dry fitting this to make sure everything fit good. Right fender piece is a pretty common piece where there's a lot of wires in the way. Custom wires, monitor panels, CB radios. Make sure you pre-plan those as you place these. You'll see a couple of those cables in here. The main one you want to make sure you place in the correct position is your ashtray light. Bring that around, make sure it comes through that hole there. The installer may prefer to add a little bit of spray adhesive right in here to hold it in place. And it makes it so much easier to take off and reinstall any cables, wires that you want to do later if you just get it in there with silicone. Just remember that the cup holder and ashtray will cover most of this, or all of it, to be honest with you. And also your kick panel will also come up and cover. When we install the ashtray, you'll see, in the cup holder, you'll see that this will not be noticeable. But like you said, if you want to add a little spray adhesive to hold it in place, go right ahead and do so right now. Okay, now we got the right of the seat piece. Notice this lip here, that's going to hold it right up against the shelf of the seat barrier there. To hold it right up in there. I'm just going to caulk around this top section, but I'm going to do it on the tractor. And I'm not going to caulk on this front piece. You'll be able to do that later when you put that floorboard panel up. It'll hold it in place, and if you want, you can squirt a little bit in there. I'll show you a little bit of that later. Put this front piece underneath this lever first. You can see where we're avoiding getting caulk on the finished material by putting it on the tractor first here. Slide it into place underneath that bolt there. As I was saying, if you wanted to add some caulk, you just lift up, squirt a little bit in there, and put that down as you're putting the floor plate back in place. Keep away from the rough edges. That shelf should just kind of line up right with the framework below the window. Again, the left fender and the left seat piece will help hold this into position. Here's the left seat piece. Notice the shelf goes right along here. This piece I'm going to caulk all of it. You want to make sure your hole lines up for the seat ride. slide this into place. Careful not to get your finished feet piece. You slide that front piece underneath that bracket by your floor mat. You want to line up this bevel cut right with the angle of the fender. Then you want to add your caulk to the surface of the tractor. If you'd like, you can add some adhesive spray to your foam to tuck it underneath the window, right in here. I do not choose to. It makes it a lot easier later. And it'll hold. Fold this into place. Get it around both posts. Make sure your bend's looking good before you start tucking. You can also use a screwdriver or something with a little one of an edge on it to get underneath this trim if you need to. Or you can just use your fingers. No wrinkles. And you finish it up by tucking around this rear piece, making sure that's tucked good. Not along here, which it already is, just to make sure. Okay, the rear window, just put some caulk right along this bottom edge here. See here, this edge will touch it. Make contact with that adhesive silicone. Just kind of lightly maneuver it in there. Once you get it underneath this window edge, it goes in there pretty nice. Got some extra cables here from some accessories. Now finish the cab kit for this 4455 John Deere. See some of the pieces we ended up replacing. I did end up replacing the main headliner as well as the air filter door cover. I left out some of the options that this farmer had on it. That's what some of those loose cables are in the back. I have to hook up a couple extra parts. I replaced the kick panels with the AP Air kick panel. And an OEM kit. Original floor mat was in good shape. We left it in there. AP Air does sell an aftermarket floor mat though as well.